AI and generative AI in particular has shown them that indeed they should be conversing with their data. The challenge, of course, is, how do you equip them with responses that they know to be true, that they trust, and that the decisions they make upon those, can be, I want to say, operationalized so that others in the organization can benefit from those conversations, so that the insights that they gain from their data become a part of the business itself. That's where I think we're going, and what excites me about this.
I think, Brad, you're hitting a pretty solid point here. Trust and governance have been the two central pillars of business intelligence. And with AI displacing BI, trust and governance, if anything, their criticality, their importance only elevates. And we have seen evolution of dashboards, but not as much as where the whole cycle time is compressed. I think the expectations, as you very well said, with business users is that if I have a question right now, I want answer to that question immediately, because I pretty much know that I will have 10 more follow-up questions. And I've been a business user myself. I have built dashboards myself that business users as well as technical developers, they're both drowning in the number of dashboards that they end up building. Each dashboard only serving one very small, narrow use case a business user has. And these dashboards are very well governed. They're audited. They're authorized, as you said, that these are pixel perfects, but they're also built on trusted and governed data sets, which means that I can ask a question and I can trust that the response I'm getting is accurate, and it won't be misleading.
Yeah, it's a tough challenge, though, isn't it? Because what we've gotten used to with generative AI and agentic processes more recently is these become intent engines, or engines of disambiguation for our intent, which are often very confused. So when users, rook up at a chat interface and say, "I'd like to know how my group is going to perform this quarter. What does our sales pipeline look like, for instance?" And they expect, but don't know, that what they're going to get back is actually representative of their business, for one, or even the time period they're talking about is accurate. And because of that sort of unknowing, there's like a huge sort of trust gap that I think they need to look to companies like yourselves to really fix for them. We did a survey recently of 818 data professionals, and we asked them the exact question of, what's the biggest challenge for you in adopting generative AI in replacing dashboards with a conversation? And the biggest one was, of course, hallucinations. That's
Yeah.
their biggest concern. Jitender, how do companies really kind of tackle that?
This is the top concerns our customers and prospects also have. They have seen large language models, which powers these agentic systems, hallucinate. Sometimes they come across so confident that you start believing that they're telling you the truth. Only a trained professional or a trained eye is able to understand that we didn't have the data and you just made up that answer. Uh, so now, how is that traditionally tackled? Customers have invested a large sums of money and time in building what they call is a semantic layer. And a semantic layer is basically bringing a large collection of related data from multiple data sources, whether cloud or on-prem data sources, and very carefully curating the relationships between those data, applying some business rules. And as I just said, business rules sometimes include very simple glossary. What FY, which is a physical year, what does that mean? FY 27. Yeah, it starts different for different companies. Or what is monthly active users, or what is MRR, monthly recurring revenue, mean? That's a business glossary. So companies have traditionally built these layers of context in different systems, and then they have struggle to bring all of these together when the applications they have built, or even the more recently the agentic applications that they have built, they have struggled to provide the right enterprise context to these agentic systems. Um, what we have been able to do is, because of our open source nature, we are built on top of Trino and Iceberg, and most recently we have integrated MCP into our platform. We have the capability to be able to discover all data an organization has, and since we have access to all data, we have access to all the metadata, and then we have given a lot of primitive to our customers to be able to build a very rich enterprise context layer.